At Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, the New York Mets play the Atlanta Braves. Cameron Maybin makes his Mets debut, his 10th different major league team over 15 seasons. He was playing in AAA for the Cubs affiliate at Iowa and hitting .103.
Charlie Morton, the rare pitcher that started his career with Atlanta. It did not take off until later in his career when he got to Houston, outstanding at Tampa Bay, and now he's come back to Atlanta and he's gotten off to a rough start.
As VR lifts one out to shallow left, and in comes Ozuna. And that's the first out of the night. And we've had some memorable Zoom press conferences. 0-2 to Lindor, and the curveball pulled on the ground, and Ozzie Albies to his left throws out Lindor, 2 out. And he gets a fastball and grounds it to the left side. Big hop for Austin Riley, and he throws out Maybin, and Morton's got himself a 1-2-3 opening inning. In those 5 losses, Austin Riley's held up his end. He's homered in each of the first 2 games of this series, but the Braves have scored just 4 runs.
Toyota numbers for David Peterson, 7 scoreless, ran into a bit of trouble in the 8th inning, but an outstanding start.
And he takes strike 3 called, and Peterson's got a strikeout to start his night. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming from Peterson to Freeman, and he lines one toward the middle, but right there waiting for it is Lindor for the second out. 3 home runs in the 2 games, but not done much else. Ozuna has the only other RBI. Rolls this one to Dom Smith, his first chance at first base this season, and handles it perfectly to retire the side. No score after 1. Up the middle and into center field, a base hit for Dom. And the Mets have the first base runner of the night. Has been so in and out as McCann goes down on strikes for the first out. If the Mets schedule has pulled on the ground down to third, a chance for 2. Riley to Albies and on to first for a 5-4-3 double play that gets Morton through the top of the second. No score. Good movement on the fastball by Peterson, and he picks up his second strikeout as he gets Riley, and there are 2 down. And he goes down on a center cut fastball, and Peterson 6 up and 6 down. That's his 3rd strikeout.
Tony La Russa, and you can see strikeout again for Khalil Lee, his 6th straight.
On the same page and to play hard every day and to carry the message of the organization to the public.
When I played, if you didn't talk to the manager all year, that was a great year.
Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore.
Want to be protected 100% in this,
and there was nothing more entertaining than seeing those 2 wide bodies go head to head, and seeing Mercedes, who's a great story in his own right, hit the ball to the ballpark. VR cranks one to deep right field. Back goes Acuna, looks up, and it's out of here. Jonathan VR has struck again. He homered last night from the right side. He hits one from the left side tonight, his 4th of the year, and the Mets go in front 1-0.
Well, we started the game talking about Tomas Nido
for an independent league team, and they traded him for literally a bag of balls. It was like it was. And he goes back to the curveball to strike out Dom and end the inning, but the Mets grab the lead on the VR home run. And Acuna gets a fastball and pops it up into shallow right. Khalil Lee coming in. 10 in a row retired by Peterson to start the night. You know, the only one without Mets credentials is Freddie, and he lines one into right center for the first Braves hit of the night. 2-2 coming, and Ozuna hits a double play ball grabbed by Lindor. The step and fire, and they turn 2 to end the inning. Neatly done by Lindor for the 6-6-3 double play. Reading. Joel Barlow High School in Reading strikes out McCann. That's 3 straight strikeouts now for Morton. And Fargas takes the curveball to the right side. It's picked off by Albies, and that retires the side. It's a little extra entertainment for your baseball dollar. Rolled off to the right side by Albies, and Peterson makes that play himself, and Peterson continues to get soft contact for 74. That's a 121 average. Line the other way, a base hit for Riley, who's had the strongest bat in this series. And Riley pulls it to second base with a 1-out double. So Riley, who homered each of the first 2 games and hit both those balls to right center. And he grounds one into the shift. Lindor will let the runner go and get the out at first. He might have had a play on Riley at third, but opted to get the shore out in the return. And that one skips and hits the foot of Contreras, and that was fortunate for the Mets, because if it didn't hit him, it might have gone to the backstop and brought in a run. And Radio lines one the other way for a base hit, and that'll tie up the game. Riley comes in to score. Wide turn at second base for Contreras, and he'll hold on there. An RBI single for the former Met Guillermo Heredia to tie the game at 1. And Morton lines one into center field for a base hit. Here comes Contreras around third. Fargas is thrown to the plate, is up the line, and the Braves take the lead. Charlie Morton, a lifetime 076 hitter, making like Tommy Hunter and driving in a run. 3-2 coming, and he walked him to load the bases. Here comes Heredia, and there will be no throw. Heredia with heads up base running scores from third on a short wild pitch on ball 4 to make it 3-1. And that's lined into center field, a base hit for Freeman. They'll hold Morton at third base as Fargas hits the cutoff man. So Freeman has his second straight hit, and it's all going south for David Peterson. Janeshwi Fargas comes out, and Drew Smith comes in to pitch with the bases loaded and 2 out. 3 runs home in the inning. And he hits a ground ball right up the middle, knocked down by Peraza. Still has time, and a low throw, and Dom with a great snag to stay on the bag and save Peraza an error and save a couple of runs. And he takes the curve for strike 3 call. Well, that's a dastardly curve ball from Morton. You know, Dom is a very smooth first baseman and obviously very good out there. Is Hager lining one to center, but right at Heredia for the second out. I mean, he hasn't played there all year.
That's right. Base side of the rubber.
And he strikes out VR with a curveball. 9 in a row for Morton. A shutdown inning after getting the lead. He's got 8 punch-outs. 3-1 Braves. Good fastball by Smith to strike out Albies.
So much more than anybody else's. That hit him. That hit Riley. So Riley on base there.
Hurt so much. He had Tommy John surgery, cost him a year. That's ripped to left by Swanson, and that's down for a base hit. Chased by Hager. He gets it in, and Swanson stands at second base with his first hit in the series. A ringing double. And he got him with a high heat. Big strikeout for Drew Smith for the second out. Now they're going to walk Guillermo Heredia intentionally and force Brian Snitker's hand, because you got Charlie Morton coming up. Of course, Morton got a RBI hit his last time. And Sandoval slashes one foul.
Wow.
Caught by VR to end the inning. Well, the Braves opted to pinch hit for Charlie Morton. Mets got out of it by the skin of their teeth. They just activated Grant Dayton today off the injured list, giving them 5 lefties. Grounded right at the shortstop Swanson, and he throws out Lindor one away. And Maben takes the backdoor slider for strike 3 call. Minter carved him up during that at bat. That's the second out. And he tops it back toward the mound. Minter with the sidearm throw first, and it goes down the line. Smith goes to second, played by Acuna in foul ground, and Dom stands at second base. Now, once Minter dropped down to throw that ball sidearm to first base, you knew he was in trouble.
Well, it was also the wrong approach. The ball almost stopped. You got to pick it up with your bare hand, not with the glove. Will make it easier.
3-0 to McCann. Taking ball 4, and now the Mets have the tying runs on base. So Minter is throwing 5 wide in a row, 1 to first and 4 to the plate. 1-0 to Peraza, and he pulls one on the ground. That's a fair ball going down the line and into the corner. Dom will score. McCann to third. He's going to be held up there by Gary DiSarcina. It's an RBI double for Jose Peraza, and the Mets pull within a run. It's 3-2. Things fell apart quickly for A.J. Minter. He gives way to Luke Jackson. Tomas Nido, the pinch hitter, and he hits the first pitch in the air. Shallow center. Coming on quickly is Heredia. It falls in for a base hit. McCann is in. Right behind him is Peraza, and the Mets take the lead. Tomas Nido with a parachute into center field, drives in a pair, and the Mets lead 4-3.
Those are numbers for Luke Jackson. Both teams in this game have had innings where they have not been able to get the out.
2-2 coming to Lee, and he struck him out. Ball gets away. Lee realizes it too late, and he's tagged out by Contreras. 8 straight strikeouts on the ledger of Khalil Lee, but the Mets score 3. Nito. Now Miguel Castro, who started the game yesterday as an opener, will come on to pitch the 7th.
So he threw his first pitch after 7:20 tonight. He'll do it at 9:20 this evening.
3-2 coming. Outside, ball 4, and Acuna walks for the 2nd straight time. And now you've got his speed aboard, carrying the tying run. And he lofts this one to deep right center field. Back in the gap goes Lee, and he made the catch. He did it again. Oh, Khalil Lee hasn't made contact yet with the bat, but that's his 2nd stunning catch in 2 nights, taking an extra base hit away from Freddie Freeman for an enormous first out. Ozuna hits one back to Castro. He knocks it down, gets the out at 2nd, and Ozuna is safe at 1st. A bullet right back to Castro, and that throws Acuna. He wasn't sure whether to go or not. There goes Ozuna. The pitch outside and no throw, or he called a 3rd strike. Bobby swung at it, and it's strike 3.
Do you?
And Hager gets tied in a knot and goes down on strikes. That's the first out in the 8th. VR hammers one on the ground down to Freeman. And they just get VR, who was hustling down the line. And he pulls one on the ground down to Freeman, and this one he'll take himself to retire the side. So a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Morton. And he'd stand behind the cage and he'd shake his head as Riley hits one out to right. And back goes Lee, watches it off the wall, tries to play the carom. Riley to 2nd, and he'll stop there with a leadoff double. So Austin Riley continues to drive the ball to the opposite field. That's his 2nd double of the night. Back to Loop off his leg. Caroms to Peraza. The throw to first is too late. Saved by Dom. And runners are at 1st and 3rd. It's like a pinball machine out there. 1-2 coming. And Contreras slashes one the other way for a base hit, and that'll tie up the game. Riley comes in to score, and it's 4-4. So Contreras has his first hit in the series. And the Braves have come back again to get even. And now Jacob Barnes, the best rested of the Mets bullpen core, will try and come into an untenable situation and find his way out. Pitch for number 9 coming from Barnes. And he struck him out with a cutter. Big first out for Jacob Barnes as he wins that battle with Herrera. 1st and 2nd and 1 out. And Adriana takes outside. The runner goes, and he's out at 3rd. McCann guns down Swanson, trying to steal 3rd. Swanson running on his own. Contreras did not follow, and that's a huge 2nd out. Struck him out. Jacob Barnes pulls the disappearing act. Will Smith, who gave up the go-ahead home run to Tomas Nido in the 9th inning last night, comes into another tie game in the 9th. And Maben unable to lay off the breaking ball. It gets behind Contreras, and Maben beats the play at first base. And the Mets have the lead run aboard. Can it get any crazier? Padres beat the Rockies last night on a wild pitch. Strike 3 called. So Dom is caught looking, and that's back-to-back strikeouts for Will Smith. And he chose a breaking ball to run on, and he steals the base easily. So Cameron Maben, with his first stolen base as a Met, moves the go-ahead run into scoring position. And he lays off. It gets away from Contreras, and Maben goes to 3rd. 2nd wild pitch of the inning, bracketing a stolen base, and now the go-ahead run is at 3rd with 1 out. 3-2 coming to McCann, and he pops one up in foul ground right along the line, and Riley's there to grab it, and there's a big 2nd out for Will Smith. Peraza lines one, but it's going to be caught by Riley, and that retires the side. A soft line drive, and Riley able to retreat to get it, and the Mets strand the go-ahead run at 3rd. First pitch swinging, and he flies one out to deep right field, headed toward the wall, and it's out of here. Ronald Acuna wins it for the Braves with an opposite field home run, and the Braves win it 5-4.